Ready to go. You guys ready to crush it?
Got this.
Yeah. Make sure you know who's going first, second, or third, okay? All right. It's kind of fun. It's going to be fun. You guys are going to do great.
I'm like looking at all of them. Like,
How's Nella girl? Look at that in my background. See her? So cool. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? You professional debaters, teenage debaters. You guys win your debates? Do you guys win your arguments? Do you guys usually get what you want? You guys are so funny. Does everybody have this book? Because we're going to be, this. I sent you guys a notification. Diesel, do you? Forgot him. Okay. All right. All right. So, as you can tell, I'm the judge. I have organized my virtual backgrounds so that we can be in the right mode. So anyway, welcome everyone to the Antigone and Creon trial here. We are here today to find out who was right in their actions, right? Who gets to go to the Elysian fields and who should be condemned to suffer a personal punishment for all eternity. Okay, so this is how it's going to work. The debate structure, we're going to have opening arguments. So Team Antigone will go first. Oh yeah, who's this? Okay, come on. Team Antigone will have their opening statements, and then Team Creon. And then Team Antigone will present their evidence, and then Team Creon. Okay, we understand how this works? It's pretty straightforward. And then what you're going to do is have a closing remark. So I'm just going to put this in the chat so everybody has this. Okay. Okay, everybody good? Okay, and basically we'll just go through this and we'll find a verdict at the end. Okay, so Are we ready? We need to put our view on speaker view. So can you guys go to the top right hand corner of your view and change it to speaker view so that when each person is speaking, okay, their face will pop up on our screen, okay? So I believe the jury is going to have an opening statement first. Maybe not. Okay. So let's go ahead and have the team Antigone with their opening statements. You have 1 minute.
Okay, so in the case of the Antigone versus Creon trial, Antigone was in the right for burying her brother. Her belief in the gods and the laws made by them are strong enough for her to risk her own life and to do what she thinks is right. And to think Creon being king has more power than the gods is very absurd. Thank you.
Okay, very good.
After Antigone decided to break the law, Creon decided to give Antigone a punishment and show no remorse just because she was his family. Creon created the law for Polynices to not be married because he went against the throne. Just because Antigone was family does not mean she should get a different punishment others wouldn't get if they attempted the same crime. In Creon's declaration, he made it clear the punishment was death, and Antigone to break the law.
Very good. Okay, let's go to Team Antigone with their presentation of the evidence.
Okay, I'll go first. In line 54, but she says, "But I will bury him, and if I must die, I say that this crime is holy. I shall lie down." So pretty much Antigone displays that her belief in like the gods and what they believe in, that like the body should be buried, is stronger than her belief in like the, I guess, the law of man, and that she's willing to like sacrifice her own life in order to bury her brother.
Okay, next person in Team Antigone.
I'll go. In line 80, it says, "I'm not afraid of the danger if it means death. It will not be the worst of deaths, death without honor." This line presents that Antigone's faith in the gods surpasses the fear of death. She is unafraid of death because she sees death without honor as a far worse demise.
Okay, who's next?
I'll go. On line 676, Antigone says, "I feel the loneliness of her death in mind." Antigone is stating that Creon's wife's death felt very lonely and that she could feel that it was going to be the same for her death.
Okay. In line 415, Antigone states that which of us can say the gods hold wicked, and before she said this, Creon tells her that burials are not the same for the wicked as for the just. However, man doesn't have the power to man isn't more superior than the law of God, and whatever the gods say must be done, you do it.
Is Team Antigone done, or do they have more to present?
Okay, so then in line 805, Antigone also states that all men mistakes, but a good man yields when he knows his course is wrong and repairs the evil. Only crime is pride. So Antigone states that she understands that Creon made a mistake because he thought that he was, the law of man was stronger than the law of gods, which is crazy to think about and not right. But it can be fixed because the mistake was not like his decisions, but his pride that got in the way to think that he was like, I guess you could say like stronger than the gods in some sort of way.
Okay, anybody else?
Line 411, it says, his own brother, traitor or not, and equal in blood. Antigone is stating that even though Eteocles and Polynices were on different sides and were seen as hero and traitor by different people, they're still brothers, and that means that they should both get to rest in peace.
If anyone has anything else to say, please say it for Team Antigone. If not, we will move on to Team Creon. Is Team Antigone finished with their presentation of evidence?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Team Creon, please present your side of the argument.
From line 184 to 185, Caracas and Creon talked, and Caracas said, then what is it that you want to have, that you would have us do? And Creon said, you will give no support to whoever breaks this law. Sorry, from lines 392 to 393, Antigone said, Creon, what more do you want than my death? Creon said, nothing, that gives me everything.
Okay, so on line 415 to 417, Antigone says, Creon, which of us can say what the gods hold wicked? And Creon said, an enemy is an enemy, even dead. And so Creon he knows that Antigone wants to bury her brother, which is his nephew, and Polynices went against the throne, and Antigone followed, even though Polynices was already dead.
Page 174 through 178. Creon says, this is my command, and you can see the wisdom behind it. As long as I am king, no traitor is going to be honored with the loyal man. But whoever shows by word and deed that he is on the side of the state, he shall have my respect while he is living and my reverence when he is dead, which he's saying, Creon made a public announcement that the dead of Polynices should not be honored because of his actions. And at the time, people saw that Creon did have more power than Antigone. And he again felt that no traitor is going to be honored with the loyal man. So, yeah.
On line 709 to 710, Creon stated if dirges and plant lamentations could be put to death, men would be singing forever. So basically what he was saying, how if there were no sorrow and tragedy, then there would be no wars and nothing at all, but that is not the case. Everyone would be cheery for eternity. However, it's not the case because Polynices, the two brothers, fought against each other, and one was against their people and one was for their people.
Would Team Creon like to close their section of presenting evidence?
Yes.
All righty. All right. So let's go on to the rebuttals. Team Antigone, please present your rebuttal for Creon.
Okay, I'll go first. So Creon states that my part is not a heroic one, but I shall play my part. So this quote basically means that he still feels guilty about what he will do to Antigone, but the deed must be done. He will show no mercy, even to his own niece.
In line 401, Creon expresses that you are alone here in that opinion. So pretty much what he's saying is that he thinks that no one would oppose his thoughts because he's at such a high power that pretty much I guess you could say, inflicts fear to everyone because they all think that they're going to get punished like the way Antigone is. So it pretty much expresses of how highly he thinks of himself and of like a high power he holds himself in.
On line 318, it says, "But this is Antigone. Why have you brought her here?" Creon is confused and in shock because the sentry brought to him Antigone was the person that buried Polynices. And the exclamation mark in his tonation is rather aggressive, indicating that he was in shock when he found out that his own family member would go against him.
Okay, Creon states that the girl was an old hand at insolence when she overrid the edicts we made public. But once she had done it, the insolence twice over to glory in it, laughing, mocking us to our face with what she'd done. So basically, this quote shows Creon explaining to the chorus that he considers to represent the epitome of stubborn pride made worse by people mocking him from Antigone's actions. So Creon speaks the truth about Antigone to the chorus, but the chorus doesn't accept the truth about Antigone. But like in this quote, Creon feels angered, but Antigone shows like why she did it and how stubborn she is about Polynices.
Team Antigone, are you done with your rebuttal?
In line 1021, Creon clearly states that it is right that it should be "I am guilty," which means he basically just told us that he's guilty. And I think he deserves to feel like this because after being selfish and defying the gods and being rude to a prophet, he definitely deserves punishment. Okay, we're done.
All right. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Kikama.
Yeah, so Creon states that spit her out like a mortal enemy. Let the girl go. Let her find a husband down among the dead. So this like Creon explains to the guards to release Antigone, but she didn't release her because she committed suicide, and so he knew that if he knew that she committed suicide, so his son, because he's talking to his son, right? So he knew that his son would commit suicide too because he was gonna marry her if she came out. So basically he's showing that he doesn't care, that he knows that his son is gonna die and commit suicide. So basically he has like no feelings for anyone. So he's basically a bad person.
Okay, now we're done.
Alrighty. Team Creon, please present your rebuttals.
Line 710 through 714. It said, Creon said, you know your orders, take her to the vault and leave her alone there. And if she lives or dies, that's her affair, not ours. Our hands are clean. Basically that Creon knew that she had to go in the vault, and the problems in his perspective that she caused were like overly over the laws. And he thought that even though she caused so much, it was time to like finally keep their hands clean, like for sure, and becoming more powerful, and eventually becoming more powerful with the the forever unexistence of Antigone.
Line 69 to 71, Antigone says, "Oh, Khaled, tell everyone, think how they'll hate you when it all comes out, if they learn that you knew about it all the time." So basically, Antigone wanted to bury her brother and did not care who she would hurt, or she didn't care about what laws were in place, even if they were placed to respect the throne, the person that is in charge.
So on line 4, can you hear me? Okay. On line 495 to 501, Creon states, we shall soon see, and no need of diviners. Son, you have heard my final judgment on that girl. Have you come here hating me, or have you come here with difference and with love, whatever I do? Haman says, I am your son, father. You are my guide. 500, I don't think that was supposed to be there. You make things clear for me, and I obey you. No marriage means more to me than your continuing wisdom. So in this, Haman is pursuing to choose his father over Antigone, and Creon brought lots of evidence to show Haman why he should choose him over Antigone. And in Haman's eyes, he sees that the power of his father holds like way more than Antigone, and that the father is way more powerful than Antigone, which led him to suddenly drop of Antigone and Haman's relationship.
From lines 961 to 963, the messenger said she had made a noose of her fine linen veil and hanged herself. Haman lay beside her, his arms about her waist, lamenting her, his love lost underground, crying out that his father had stolen her away from him. After Antigone was sent to the vault, she was there because Creon didn't want to go against the gods, and she hung herself after her actions of burying Polynices. And Haman went with her because he decided to stay there and hold her.
Line is cold to me, leading to my vigil where I must have neither love nor lamentation, no song but silence. So Antigone insisted on walking to her death because she buried Polynices, and she was very proud of it, because although she went against the rules, she saw that there were no rules, she didn't go against the gods and goddesses rules.
final call on any more rebuttals from the from Team Creon? Done? All right, let's go back to Team Antigone with their closing statement, please.
Okay, so to conclude this debate, Antigone was very fair in her decision to bury her brother because Antigone did a lot of things because she loved that, because of love, basically. Like, she buried her brother out of love, and she didn't do anything wrong. She just loved her brother so much that she knew that that was the right thing to do. And she knows that not even a king, or her king that is an uncle, her uncle, can stop her from doing it, and can't stop anyone from doing it, because his decree is, she knows that his decree is not higher than the gods ever, and she'll never settle to put up with anything less than that. Yeah.
All right, Team Creon. Ahi, are you talking? We can't hear you.
Okay. So for the closing argument, or in conclusion, Antigone brought death upon herself by disobeying the laws that Creon created. She basically affected everyone around her like a sister. Ismene and Creon's son, Haman. Creon's law was very specific. Do not bury people who do not deserve it. God's law, however, was not specific, and therefore is one of the better reasons why Creon is innocent. Thank you for listening to our side.
All righty. Here concludes the trial of Antigone and Creon. Now what we're going to be doing is, let's all go into, I'm going to send the jury, okay, to their breakout room. Okay, so only the jury will be leaving to go into their breakout room. The rest of you guys will stay here, okay? So I'm going to open up the rooms. Only the jury will go into their breakout room so that they can discuss and deliberate the verdict. Okay, so let's do this. The rest of us will go into your modules for this week. Okay, you might have to refresh your screen. Okay, and so right now what we are going to be doing is we're going to be submitting our own verdict. Okay, so when you click on, can you guys click on that? Okay, you're going to say who was right in their actions. All right, with the evidence that was presented today, we're just going to do a poll. Okay, and then we'll see what happens here. Okay, and then what we need to do is go back and go back into the Antigone trial verdict and go ahead and create a discussion board response. You're going to be explaining why you chose Antigone or Creon as making the right decisions. I want you guys to use 2 details to provide support for your response. Okay, so we need to give the jury time to deliberate. So while they're doing that, you guys are just responding. So I want a good, healthy paragraph. All right, let's remember the CER format with the actual claim, what you think. Okay, and then 2 pieces of evidence. Okay, so you might want to use your your notes from the trial to help you. Okay, everybody good on that? We'll take about 5 or 6 minutes and then we'll move on. Hey, not bad, you guys. Not bad at all with presenting evidence. Okay, I'm gonna go to the breakout room with the jury so that I can see what's going on. Okay. What you guys think?
This is hard.
It is hard. So what did you guys notice before you guys like do anything else? What did you notice?
I feel like Antigone's team was a little bit more prepared.
Right. Why?
I'm not sure, but they seemed like pretty confident in what they were saying. Like they had a lot of evidence.
Which team? Antigone's team or Creon's team?
Antigone's team.
Okay. And so are you saying that Creon's team was kind of out of sort or?
Well, they did have good pieces of evidence. Like they did have like actually great evidence, but just the way that Antigone's team like presented it was.
Okay. So down below the jury's verdict. Okay, so now you guys are filling in what you guys need to deliberate, right? You need to figure out who was guilty of I guess causing the chaos, right? And so who gets to go basically, so that would be the therefore part, right? Therefore, so and so gets to go to the Elysian fields, right? Okay. Whereas blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes. Okay. So this should be a pretty quick thing. So you might have to copy and paste your notes into the 3 key findings. Okay. So go ahead and talk about it. And then if you have any questions, I'll be on standby.
Okay, I think Creon is guilty because Antigone did state that Creon felt guilty afterwards. So he knew he was in the wrong. Okay, I'm gonna put that.
Yeah, he did say that. That's right. Oh. And I typed that down. Great. And what would he be guilty of? Because technically, or just guilty of going against the gods? Or
What do you think?
huh?
I think Creons had stated like very good evidence, but like their closing and their beginning of the thing was kind of shaky, you know. And like Antigone stated good rebuttal.
Okay, the line is gonna be, we the jury find Creon guilty of going against the gods and the grounds of planet Earth. That sounds right.
Yep.
I'm gonna add evidence.
Got you. Let me load.
Hi, guys. How many more minutes? Can you show me with your fingers? How many more minutes you guys need? Okay, comma, 5 minutes. Really? How's 2? 2 minutes. All right. 2 or 3 minutes. They're just closing out. Ooh, you guys. Becca, are you guys done? Are you guys ready to present? Ooh, okay. Hold on, because they're finishing up their assignment. As we wait for people to finish up their explanation, please go grab this book, right? Make sure you grab this book, okay? Okay, let's go ahead and finish up our responses. Okay. Becca, you're going to share your screen so that everybody can see what you're talking about. Okay, and let's get started with the verdict.
I share the document.
Yeah, just make it big so that you can just see, they can just see what you're talking about.
I can read it.
Yeah, make it big.
that good?
Yeah.
Okay. We, the jury, find Creon guilty of going against the gods on the grounds of the planet. Our three key findings that led to this verdict was how Antigone's team stated that line 121, Creon says, "It is right that it should be, I am alone guilty." That he is guilty after going against the gods, which shows that he knew he was in the wrong. And then another thing was the closing statement. Antigone was fair with her decision to bury her brother because of love. She knew it was the right thing to do, and no king or her uncle could stop her from doing it due to the fact that his decree is not higher than the gods, ever. And then the last piece of evidence was that line 805, Antigone states that Creon made a mistake because he thinks the law of man is more powerful than the law of the gods. Therefore, Antigone is victorious in this trial. Yeah.
Very good. So, quite interesting enough, when I look at, and I don't know if this has to do with the numbers, but this is what we have for who was in the right. Okay, so interesting that Antigone was in the right as well. Okay, so anyway, this basically concludes our, oh boy, we have a dog fight, sorry. This concludes our Antigone unit. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now is, hopefully you guys all finished your responses so we can move on. Okay, I should see, I believe 10 of your responses here. Okay, and then we are going now into Lord of the Flies. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to ground ourselves in more of a Hawaiian perspective. Okay, and I wanted to just open up with this reading assignment. Okay, so we are in week 1 of Lord of the Flies. I need to adjust. Actually, I need to adjust this because we are going to just read chapter 1 this week. Okay, so no big deal. And then the following week, we're just going to read 2 chapters. And then the next week after that, we're going to read another 2 chapters. Okay, so I just want you guys to know that we are going to take this Lord of the Flies novel kind of slowly, because we want to make sure that we have really good discussions, right? As you guys know, this week is the last week of the 3rd quarter. Okay, for all of us, we have we all have been in distance learning for basically a whole year. This spring break makes a whole year. Can you believe that? Okay, so I just wanted to kind of go through, this is the reading schedule. After this week, we're not going to do any more IXL because we have basically run out of IXL lessons for some of our students. And so what we're going to be doing is we're just going to go back to Membing, okay? And instead of doing 45 minutes of Membing, we're going to be doing 30 minutes. So that's going to take place after starting next week. Everybody good on that? Okay, everybody good on that? So I'm going to be asking you guys to start incorporating more Membing words into your assignment. Okay, we need to raise the level of vocab for you guys. All righty, everybody good? Did everybody get their books? Okay, if you don't, I need you guys, okay, so I need you guys to try and find the PDF on the internet. Maybe I can find it for you guys real fast. There it is. Oh, maybe not. So it should be, nope. Boom, found it. Dang, that was deep in there. Okay, so what I'm gonna be doing is this. We are going to, let me get it in the chat. Okay, whoever needs it today, but I need you to take notes. So who else does not have their book? So I think it was like Diesel, who else? Damon, where is it? Did you lose it?
Oh no, I'm at my grandma's house right now.
Oh, yeah. Where's your grandma's house? Oahu or Hilo?
Hilo.
Oh, okay. So everybody have this? Can you show me your copies? Wonderful. Okay, go find it. Okay, and then what I want you guys to do is I'm going to be breaking you guys up into groups. Okay, so there's going to be 5 groups because there's basically 5 sections. And what we're going to do is we're just going to jigsaw this assignment. So let's copy. Let me put this one in the chat. Okay, so go ahead and open up. We're all going to be working on this doc. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to stop my share so that everybody can kind of look at it on their own. And then I'm going to create the breakout rooms. Okay.
Do you want us to make our own copy?
No, this is our entire class copy.
Oh,
so
okay.
mahalo for that. Yeah. Okay. And so you're going to have basically 2 or 3 people in your group. Okay. And what you're going to be doing is this. Okay. So is everybody on the doc? So I'm going to call out your guys' names. Okay. So let me see. Well, basically what we're going to do first is we're going to be reading, we're just jigsawing this. So you guys are all going to be responsible for a section. Okay, the question that I want you guys to have at the forefront of this essay is this. How does the concept of Aloha ʻāina play a role in Lord of the Flies, in the basically in the novel? Okay, do they have a concept of Aloha ʻāina? And if they don't, would they either succeed, would they thrive, or would they fail horribly at being stuck on an island by themselves? Okay, so let's go ahead and call this out. Let me see. So Diesel, your group is going to be, and then you guys can fill in your names. Diesel, you guys are going to be in charge of the introduction, and that will be Diesel, Maddie, and Makamai. Okay. The extraordinary aloha section will be Kayla and Kayla, Damien, and Kalukalani. Okay, and then let's see, the fullness of aloha is going to be Kekama and let me see. Kekama, Ni'au, and Anela. Okay, and then we have the uniqueness of aloha, and that's going to be Ahi, Emily, and Becca. All right, and then the last part is the future of aloha, and that's going to be Nai and Tasia. Okay, you guys good? So you guys have about, it's a really short section, so it probably will take about maybe 5 minutes to finish reading, and then just go ahead, highlight. As you guys read, highlight, and then together you're gonna work on jigsawing and finding those 5 talking points. What does everyone need to know about your section? Okay, that's all you're gonna do. And then you're also gonna find a picture to help tell the information. Okay, we good? So the section on his grandma, Nona Beamer. Okay, don't forget to find the picture of her. Okay, you guys ready? We're gonna take about 10 minutes total, and then we'll come back, share out. Okay, good to go? Awesome, go for it.
For the picture, did you want us to find something that like represents the whole section? Or like
Yeah, or something that's related, yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So like maybe you guys could find a picture of the Dalai Lama. Maybe there's a picture of the Dalai Lama and Kamana Beamer's grandma. Should I look that up? Maybe that will, right? So Nona Beamer and the Dalai Lama. Maybe that might, instead of, you know, a picture you might find on a in a frame that you purchase from Walmart, you know.
She has the qualities of a queen, so supreme, natural beauty, no need no makeup to be a cutie. She's a queen, so supreme, yeah. And if they ask what it's made of, she's not afraid and ashamed of who she is. She's royal, yeah, so royal.
I thought you guys was playing my song. No? Okay. What's going on, you guys? You guys done?
Oh, we're focusing. We're reading, writing notes, and listening to music.
Where music coming from? Hello, you guys.
No idea.
Who's playing the music?
No idea.
No act, you guys. You guys
My mic was off when you joined, so it wasn't
you guys
me.
all guilty. Okay, so what's up? So let me see. There's an important part about this, like you guys pointed, where is it? Yeah, the interconnectedness, right, of people, right? So make sure you explain that to the fullest, yeah? How Aloha ʻāina is like where it's at, okay? Is this a necessary concept for humanity to succeed, right? Okay, and then somebody find the picture. Yeah, somebody find the picture.
Oh, I'll do the picture.
Yeah, and then be ready to go in a couple of minutes because we running out of time. Right? Okay. Let's see.
This is about hard.
Now when you guys are so picky, God.
What are you guys doing? Are you guys arguing over the verdict?
We're arguing over the picture.
Oh.
Yes, these guys want me to pick so many. I'm just like, choose
Okay.
one.
Oh, you guys. Oh my goodness. Whoa. What? Whoa. Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's look. So why not pick a picture of Archbishop Desmond Tutu? You know, ooh, look at us. Wow. I mean, not us. Look at you guys, right? What is that? Lawa, Kawa, or Mawa. What is it? Do you guys know? I don't know. mako, lako, kako. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out those pronouns. When I say look at you guys instead of, it's you guys and not me, right? I'm still trying to figure that out. And
Kako is all
of us.
Mako would be like if you're addressing just the three of us, not.
Wait, Lako or is it Lako, right?
Oh gosh, never mind. Okay.
Too confusing.
Lako is you guys, yeah. Not me, you guys. All right. I don't know how I'm going to remember that. Like, I'm trying to get better at speaking Hawaiian, but ooh.
Oh, here's so Lako, remember LA? Just flip it around and means all but you. Kako means,
shoot. Okay.
yeah, this is what I learned yesterday.
All but you. Okay. It looks like we're almost ready to go. Okay. Okay, so make sure at the forefront you understand. Do we need Aloha ʻāina to survive on this island, right? So with this story, right? The Lord of the Flies, do they have it? Are they gonna have it, right? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, and then we'll close this out in just a bit. Let me go see the last room and then we can move on. Okay, you guys gonna be ready? Hi, you guys. How's it going? You guys almost done?
I think we're finished.
Yeah. I like your picture. Ooh. Right. I don't know. I think you guys had the best section, but that's just me. Yeah. So don't forget to go all the way down to there's like a conclusion paragraph. Yeah, you guys read that part?
Here. This one?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and make sure. Yeah. Ooh. There might be something in there that you might want to point out, okay?
Oh, is it the part where they talked about like what the grandma went through and how she still pushed to, like, she, even though she had a recovery from a triple bypass heart surgery, renal failure, complications with diabetes, she still found the strength to compose and deliver protests to the President and Congress of the United States of America.
That's great. Like, that's amazing what she did. Yeah. But below, he kind of sums up, right? Kamana Beamer sums up the ideology of Aloha ʻāina, right? The concept of it. Okay, so look at that last paragraph. Okay, we're gonna move forward. So just make sure you are ready to go. Because it seems like your notes, oh no, I guess number 3, it's just kind of out of order, your notes, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move number 3 to number 5. Like, put it in the correct order according to your section so that it's not confusing, okay? And then we'll move on. Okay, we are just going to close out this part of today by I'm just gonna share my screen and then you guys will just share out your sections, okay? Pretty straightforward. Okay, so let's just go back to the, okay, so we are reading this essay, right, called Tūtū's Aloha ʻāina Grace, Intergenerational Wisdom, right? So what is being passed down, right? What do we need to know from our kupuna, right? And why, right? So as we look at this, okay, just keep that in mind. Then also, how does the concept, right? The ideology is a fancy word for concept, yeah? How does the concept of Aloha ʻāina play a role in the Lord of the Flies, right? So you're gonna just predict how this is going to play a part, okay? So as we go through this, everybody should, if you don't have your book, okay, so like Damien, these are okay. It's okay that you don't have your book right now, but take notes for each section, okay? So that's why we have that. And then those of you guys who do have your books, now you're going to start highlighting. Maybe you put a star, right? We're going to use our metacognitive markers, right? Our exclamation. Maybe you have a question about something. Okay, so let's go with the introduction. Go for it.
So basically, the introduction she did, she had a speaker in determination that was not even matched. So this woman that we have as our picture is actually his grandmother, or yeah, his grandmother. And basically he was talking about how she will try and show people, like teach other people about Hawaiian and Hawaiian culture. And she actually went to Kamehameha schools and I think graduated from there. And the author as well graduated from Kamehameha. So yeah.
Also in the introduction, it said that the kupuna, sorry, it's supposed to be kupuna hine, are a fundamental part of the mo'olelo as a foundation and a mentor. And I think everything needs a good foundation in order to be like solid, you know. And then in 1937, Kamehameha School's administrators expelled her for performing standing hula and chanting. And Kamehameha School's administrators basically told her that in Pauahi's will, it had been written that students at Kamehameha were not to speak or practice things in Hawaiian, which I thought was a little crazy. And then when she asked to see like proof of the will, or like of what the will said, the administrators refused to allow her access to it, probably because they were being dishonest. Yeah, so I thought that was a little crazy.
Well done. Okay. For those of you guys who are not really familiar with the history of Kamehameha schools, like who's new this year? I think Tasia's new. Who else is new? Nella girl. Okay, and even those of you guys who've been attending Kamehameha schools for years, right? There is a history, right? And if you look at this, right, administrators expelled her for performing standing hula and chanting, right? Questions should be popping up in your head. The biggest one might be what? Why? Right? how can this be, right? It's important to ask questions, okay? Especially when learning about what happened in the past. Do you think it would be possible for you guys to be expelled for performing standing hula and chanting today? No way, right? So the question is why? All right, next group.
Oh, okay. So our paragraph just talks about like aloha and like what it meant in Hawaii. So one of our talking points was the grandma, she used to say like it's just aloha, dear. And like he wouldn't know what it like meant until like he figured out like the word aloha and like what it meant to like the people of Hawaii. Like that relationship you have, like you show affection to like the land and to like other people. And like to like malama the ʻāina and like aloha ʻāina and what it means to like pretty much take care of what you have and appreciate it when for like before it's gone. Yeah.
It also talked about the quote on the bottom. It's basically saying that why can't you use that word to like express like the feelings towards other people and like the empathy towards like people that are like sick and stuff. And in the paragraph she saw a ho'ailona up at Mauna Kea, and then I guess that's when she started to like begin to think about the ways that she uses the word. And she was struck that we use this word to express what in English seem to be very distinct kinds of relationships.
Thank you. I want you to highlight that. Yeah, what Kayla just wrote, what Kayla pointed out with the, in English seem to be very distinct kinds of relationships. And as you guys know, the Hawaiian language does not accurately translate to English, right? It's just kind of like a translation, right? And I think you've heard the term lost in translation, right? It's not the same. It's deep. You guys know for yourselves when you've come across somebody who lives aloha to its fullest, right? Some of you guys are so fortunate to have kupuna in your lives that show you that, even parents, okay? And when you guys go away to college, how do you pay it forward, right? How do you pay it forward now, right? And if you don't have that in your life, how do you nurture that within yourself so that you can pay it forward, right? Okay, very good. Thank you. Next group.
Okay. So the fullness of aloha. Aloha ʻāina was defined as a movement towards the union of culture and ecosystem. Unlike the Euro-American concept of the ʻāina is interconnected with people. There is a difference between a movement built on Aloha ʻāina and a movement built on cons. The renowned Hawaiian scholar David Malo notes Maka noho ana a kanaka ua kopa ia he ʻāina kano inoa, where the concept of Aloha ʻāina was defined as, oh, it's the same thing. Okay. And then y'all's gonna explain the picture.
Kumu, it doesn't show the slide of what I put. This is like the
Okay, hang on. Let me get out of here and refresh maybe. Maybe I gotta do that. How's that?
Yep.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, I'll do it again. Okay, so basically it is because people live and interact with a place called ʻāina that we thrive because we depend on the land to live. There's a difference between a movement built on aloha and aloha ʻāina and a movement built on conserving nature and human interaction because aloha ʻāina is taking care of the land and sometimes human interaction can destroy the land, which is like a big difference. The renowned Hawaiian scholar David Malo notes, "Maka noho ana a kanaka ua kapa ia he ʻāina ka inoa," which means it is because people live and interact with a place called ʻāina that we thrive. The concept of aloha ʻāina was defined as a movement towards a union of culture and ecosystem, which is kind of like common sense because aloha ʻāina is our ecosystem and culture, because our culture goes around taking care of the land and how we serve it. Yep. And I put that picture because in the movie, the land in the movie Moana, the land was dying because Te Fiti didn't have the rock or heart or something, right? So they went and they put the heart back, which is basically aloha ʻāina, and she went back to her beautiful self.
I've never seen Moana. I better go watch it.
Yeah, you better go watch it.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay, next.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is good. Very good.
Okay, so I chose the first two lines, and I chose it because in our the beginning of our paragraph, it mainly talked about how the Hawaiians are being compared, or like what the Hawaiians have done and been through is being compared to other.
Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Okay, go for it. Sorry.
How, we're being compared to other ethnicities, but the thing that makes us different is our diversity in the Hawaiian community. So that's why I chose those lines.
What I chose was the next two lines, and they are, "My grandma would often begin a public speech by saying she was French, Scottish, English, German, and a Hawaiian." And that means she includes all of her ethnicities and doesn't leave one out. Next line I chose was, "Perhaps the fact that the Hawaiian movement has been peaceful while also being incredibly fearless and ethnically diverse might make it unique to the world while giving it strength to endure." And that's just, diversity is key, but it's important.
I chose the last slide or the last line, and then I did the two pictures. And my line is, "As other places around the world become more ethnically diverse, while also struggling to maintain natural resources and quality of life, Hawaii and Aloha ʻāina will be able to offer solutions." I chose this because the world is changing and everything is happening around us so quickly that we need to change with it, or we're going to be left in the past.
All right, and then right there, can you note right above where it says the future of Aloha? That's the line that Ahi talked about how Hawaii and Aloha ʻāina will be able to offer solutions, right? I want you to make a comment on that later. I know class is like done, but we need one more section, and then you guys gonna have to read, what is that? Chapter 1 in, I'm having a Tūtū moment. I'm sorry.
The Lord of the Flies.
Right, Lord of the Flies. Okay, but I want you to comment on that, right? The kuleana that this holds is kind of heavy, but it also hopefully it evokes a sense of pride within you guys. That, you know what? That would be really cool if the world were to look here for the solutions, right? Get plenty problems in the world, right? We have problems here too, but I think we kind of avoid a lot of these problems because we're supposed to live with this sense of aloha ʻāina, right? Okay, last group.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So our section was the future of Aloha, and it basically was talking about like how the grandma she put her, like, even though she had difficulties, like she had three, oh wait, it was 3 bypasses from heart surgery, renal failure, and a constant complications with diabetes. She still pushed herself, and she continued to like protest to the President and Congress of the United States of America. And so the number 5, if I can live with aloha and bipo'ole as did my kupuna before me, they meant and mentor, oh, I can't read it, and mentor those who become in my path to stand on similar foundations. I create a better world for them. It's okay. A better world for my keiki. However, I will never let them forget it is just aloha. And the qualities of aloha to be fearless and unwavering with one's values of ʻāina are.
All right. Very good. I'm going to just cut you short. Okay. But you guys can read for yourself the main talking points. Okay. Does everybody have their book? All right. So just real fast. Okay. Sorry to keep you guys a little bit longer. Okay. But we're going to be creating a book creator. Okay. We're going to be doing things for each section of reading. Okay, so you guys can see that. So what I'm gonna do is this. This is the invite code. Can you guys get on here? You're gonna start creating. Just go ahead and create your book so that it's in the library. Can everybody see that? Okay, so go to book creator and put this code in. And I believe this will get you onto the library. Okay, did you get there? Good. Can you guys get on there? Yeah, Kalukalani, you did. Can you see my book? Okay, can you make your own book? Okay, so everybody got there? I'm gonna put this into the announcement so that you guys can follow along. Okay, did you guys get there? Yes or no? Can you give me a thumbs up? I need you guys, okay, Damien. So as you guys look at this, chapter 1, basically you get to either write, okay, a letter, like a message in a bottle. Okay, so you're gonna be on the island with them, all right? And you're going to just create a letter in a bottle, or you can choose to do a journal entry. Okay, everybody clear on what you're doing? Basically, you're just demonstrating that you read and you understand what's going on, right? So you're going to mention setting and characters. Okay, good? Okay, always at the forefront. How does Aloha ʻāina save the world, right? These kids are gonna need it, right? Okay, have a wonderful day. Okay, IXL tomorrow. Okay, I just need to talk to a couple people real fast. Okay, so see you guys later. And then the 2 kids at the end, just hold on just for a minute. Okay, bye you guys. Email me if you have questions. Naidi, did you have a question? Can I? Oh yeah, yeah.
It was about if my grade, if I can do anything to raise it.
Yeah, so check your KS Connect, okay, and then email me. Just look for the big points.
Okay, so if I email you the gimme thing,
that would be,
give me a better understanding of that. Like, so I read the thing.
Yeah.
And then I have to pick 3 objects and then relate it to the book and like pick certain things to point. Okay, yeah. Got it.
Girl, come on. Okay. I need that by like Wednesday. I need that like if you can do that today and turn it in as soon as possible because grades are done. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Okay. You two, you guys got my email. Okay. And then email me. Okay. Let me know. Okay. Can go check your email. Let me know. Okay. And let's bounce back. Try to get it in by Wednesday at the latest. Okay. Whatever it is. Okay. Can? Alrighty. Bye, you guys. Take care.